Hello peeps and welcome back to Agrarian Skies, episode 16. All three of us on now. Dragon got home from work
Yay.
finally. So, we have made a couple of improvements off camera. I expanded the poo vat to a full 100 tanks. So when that fills, it is going to hold 1,600 buckets of poo.
Hold on, Dagger. Hold on.
Yeah, the cows might need some help.
Uh-oh.
I went ahead and took the laser focuses out of the precharger so that we can start getting some variety in these. And we're
Another diamond.
getting some good stuff. Another diamond. That's worth 4 diamonds. So, that's good stuff. Kozak finished a quest.
2.
1
2.
so far. 1 quest with unclaimed rewards. Hell's Kitchen.
There should be a Hell's Kitchen one and a Steel Power one.
So we have now completed the 200 soy milk and 200 firm tofu. I don't know if we actually showed it on camera. I think we did, but you put soybeans in the top here and you get soy milk and silken tofu. Put silken tofu up here and you get firm tofu back. So
Dagger, I finished 3 Mile Island.
okay. 3 Mile Island's a manual submit.
Yeah. I have I did the yelloworium and the graphite. It's in there.
Hold on. Oh yeah, unclaimed reward. So why is Hell's Kitchen an unclaimed reward too? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to claim the reward from Vegan Delight. We'll use the heart and the greater reward bag. That got me 8 monster jerky. Whoop-de-frickin-do.
I got a Haste 3 book.
Nice. One thing to note about these laser drill precharger beams. They do burn stuff, including you if you walk through them, as Dragon found out.
Found that out the hard way.
Also, Dragon, I noticed something about your farm that I've been waiting to see if you noticed.
Oh, that, ow. It, is building where I thought it wouldn't.
Well, this should be back 1 block. Because it's never going to harvest this row.
Oh, by the way, this row will never be fertilized.
Yeah, and this row will never be fertilized.
That's the thing. I thought I measured it properly.
These things work in front of it.
Yeah, but the dirt platform is a 23 by 23 square. I only have platinum upgrades in it, so it should only be doing a 21 by 21.
About that. I kind of got the radius a little bit wrong on that. The initial radius is 1, so the 1 square in the middle plus 1 to each side. So you need to add 3. So a platinum is 10 plus 10 plus 3, so 23. So I guess that one was my bad. We got teak here. Ow, bastard. We got teak and we got a balsa wood tree here.
Ball.
And that got us another balsa sapling, although I don't know what genus it is. It's balsa and teak.
Dude, I'm hearing you wrong way too much now. You talk about balls and then I heard penis.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
balsa
I heard,
and teak. I'm loving this stew. Okay, stop
Someone
it.
broke my shit.
What?
Stupid
Which
cats.
shit did I break?
So, there's a couple
You
of
broke the
things
valves.
that I want to do this episode.
Well, these 2 are open.
No, 1 should be open.
The
But
first
I'm
thing I
saying
want to
both of them
do...
are on my end.
I need a pickaxe.
You might need to log out to fix it. So, a couple things we want to do. First of all, Kozak and I made a discovery off camera. That discovery is down here. First of all, notice Dragon's ridiculous 23 by 23 soybean farm out there. In the entirety of that thing's life, it has produced maybe, what would you say, 600 soybeans?
Yeah.
We have this thing here,
much.
which is just 3 sets of crops. That's not going to work. There we go. We have this thing here, which is just a 3x3 of crops, with 8 autonomous activators facing it, and a vacuum hopper above it. If we take a bone meal bag, which is just bone meal and a 3x3, and we hold right-click on the center block,
crops galore.
we got wheat for days, son.
It's time for making toast.
It's time for making tons of toast. Look at this. We probably got 600 wheat there.
Yeah, with this much, we don't even need to make toast long way. We can just do it the regular crafting recipe.
Well, that's another thing I want to show you. I have taken toast making to the next level.
He's going to automate everything.
Yes, we are going to automate the entire process of making toast.
Next thing you know, we're going to have burgers automated.
We are going to need
Oh,
some
boy.
cyclic assemblers. We are going to need some item ducts. We are going to need some redstone energy conduits and a redstone energy cell for the power. We are going to need a liquicrafter. And we are going to need probably, what do you think, 6 aqueous accumulators?
I guess. I mean,
'Cause-
it was going really fast last time.
Well, 2 was nowhere near keeping up.
Yeah, it's true. And water, getting the water was the biggest pain in the dick.
Yeah, water was pretty much our throttle last time. So,
Yeah.
alright, sorry for the abrupt cut there, peeps. My dog went absolutely crazy, and I figured you guys, if you get half as scared as Kozak when she starts barking, you guys wouldn't want anything to do with that. Lily, you leave it. One more barking fit and you're going in the kennel. Come here. Yes, you're a good guard dog. But we know they're there. Sit down. Be good. Okay. So, we need a good place to set this up. It doesn't take up as much room as you might think.
Are you done with the ME system? Or the ME terminal?
And now my cats are fighting in the background. Yeah.
Okay.
I do need to get some buckets, but that's not going to affect you anyway.
Yeah, I'm just crafting.
So let's get a few buckets of water. Should really only need 2, but I'm going to grab 4 just in case. And we need a good place to set this up. I want to set it up probably downstairs. Although downstairs is starting to get really crowded. We could set it up under the stairs, I guess.
Does bone meal work on sugarcane?
No. Watering can does, though.
Yeah, I've been using that. I need a lot of sugarcane.
Maybe I'll just put this up here. I don't know. I want to put it somewhere where it's going to have an ME connection relatively close.
You could put it where the tank used to be. There'd be an ME connection right underneath that.
Yeah, there is an ME connection right underneath that, isn't there? So yeah, we will put this out here. First thing we need is a place to set up a bunch of aqueous accumulators. Oh, for crying out loud.
What now?
Cat fight.
Another cut?
No, I'm not going to cut that. I don't think the stream would have. I don't think the YouTube must have heard most of that.
Okay.
They're in rare form tonight, though. So I may end up having to do another cut. Okay, we're going to put down 6 aqueous accumulators here. And we're going to use water buckets to make infinite water sources like this. I really wish fluid transfer pipes were enabled because they're much faster than aqueous accumulators. We need some fluiducts too. And we'll need a schematic. Might already have the schematics in one of these chests. Yeah, here's the schematics we need. Oh, for crying out loud!
Kick its ass.
Next one of you to get in a fight earns an entire night in kitty jail. I swear it. Okay, so, let's head back over here.
Hey, dragon.
I've totally forgot the fluiducts, which is the entire reason I came over here.
Ow, my butt!
We need more fluiducts. Wait, do I have a bunch of them in here? No, I have none of them in there. We'll make a few of those. And we are going to run the fluiducts off of these aqueous accumulators. Just like that. Not like that. Now, fluiducts are going to go into two machines. The first one is going to be the liquicrafter, which is going to be right here. This liquicrafter is going to have the template water bucket equals fresh water. It actually remembered that. It has a water tank in here. Every time this thing gets a redstone pulse, it is going to create 4 fresh water and put it into the output. That output is going to get pulled via item duct and placed into the first cyclic assembler. Cyclic assembler number 1 is going to have the pattern: if you use a pot and fresh water, you get salt. We'll give it a pot, and it'll get the fresh water straight from this thing. By the way, we need to give this thing a bucket of water. It has to have something in the inventory down here to work with. So, every time this thing gets fresh water, it's going to make 4 salt. It is going to deposit that salt into cyclic assembler number 2. Cyclic assembler number 2 is going to be the final product one, so we're not going to do anything with him quite yet. Cyclic assembler number 3 is going to have, if you take wheat and use it with a mortar and pestle, you get grain. Following me so far?
I don't know.
Where's the mortar and pestle?
Gold chest. But it might be in here. Let me.
Yeah, there's a spare mortar and pestle in here. And there should be a mixing bowl in here too. I'm going to take the mixing bowl that's there. Oh wait, I got the mixing bowl in my inventory. Never mind.
Derp.
I do need a couple of servos. Alright, servo number 1, we're going to put into there. And we are going to tell this thing, we're just going to tell it, go ahead and pull. We need to change the output on this so that it's going to output to the side. We need to set an input to the back, which it already has. And then here we are going to have fluiduct is going to continue. Alright, sorry about that, peeps. Had to cut again because Lily went ballistic again.
Actually, I think I would need wood. Like,
Alright.
2 stacks of wood.
So,
okay.
The center assembler is going to have this recipe. And it is going to say, if you get flour, a water bucket, a mixing bowl, and salt, you can create dough. So, we'll give it a mixing bowl and a water bucket. The water it's going to get from here. The salt it's going to get from here. The flour it's going to get from here. We need to give this a mixing bowl. Where'd the mixing... mortar and pestle. There we go. Now, we need to...
Fire! Laser beam's bad!
we need to power these things with with this redstone energy cell, which will give these cyclic assemblers enough power to run for days, pretty much. Now, the only thing we really need to do is supply wheat to this. We need to output from this, and we need to give this a redstone pulse. I'm going to do that with another machine that we haven't played with yet. These I'm going to set to output down. And this I'm going to set to take in from down, which it already is. We need to dig underneath these to figure out where it is in relation to the other stuff. And we'll need an import and an output bus down there. Lily, don't you dare. You leave it. I'm already going to have to do some major editing now because of your barking butt.
Her butt barks?
You would be
no,
surprised,
that's just violent farting.
Okay, we don't have any regular export buses, so I'll have to make one real quick. Export bus.
Ah!
Sorry, I
was making a sound noise canceller.
Sorry. I'm hijacking
Goddamn
it for a
cows.
minute.
Goddamn cows and sheep are fucking irritating the hell out of me right now.
Yeah, I know. They're irritating me too, but I need to get this done. There's the bus, and then we need a processor to turn it into a precision. And some cable to hook it into the system. There we go.
Done?
Yeah, done.
Okay.
Okay, another thing I had to do with the smeltery down here, because apparently we were getting some mob spawns every once in a while, and it was causing all sorts of trouble. Let me pick up the stone here before it gets into the system here. Okay, we didn't get any in there. There are blood tanks on a couple of these now, to drain out the blood when the mobs occasionally wander in it and get themselves killed. As stupid as that sounds.
I wish you were joking.
Yeah, so do I. Okay, so this is the one that is going to actually make the goody stuff for us. So we need an import bus on that. We're going to set that to stack mode. This is going to be an export bus. That's also going to be in stack mode. We're going to have ME cable running down here, patching into the ME system, just like that. And now all we need to do is program that to get the system running, and we need to supply a redstone pulse. Now I'm going to do that using something new. Over here, on the glowstone generator, I have a simple redstone clock running. We're not going to do this with a simple redstone clock. We're going to get technical. It is time to introduce pretty much everyone's nemesis, the PRC.
What?
The Programmable Redneck Controller.
Ooh, boy. You know, I just had a thought.
We need to make a PRC housing,
Which is
which
kind of
is
dangerous on its
easy
own,
enough. And then we need to make a PRC.
Yeah, I had a entertaining and slightly frightening thought.
What's that?
If we get blood from the smelteries when a mob goes in it,
No.
can't we take that blood and put it into the altar?
No. Different type of blood. I think. I don't know for sure.
Well, you think? Well, we could try it.
Well, it's easy enough to find out. Go
'Cause
put some
I've
blood in the
seen-
altar.
I've seen videos of people who have pumped it out using, you know, various mods, but
Go put some blood in the altar. We'll
I
find
need a
out.
sacrificial orb.
Are you done with the crafting terminal?
Am I done with the crafting terminal?
Yes.
Yeah.
How many
How
redstone
have we
furnaces
ended up
do you
with
want me
only
to make?
one sacrificial orb?
I don't know. I think you derped off the edge with a couple.
No, because usually I don't go flying with that stuff, because I have everything else in the ME system.
Lever. Hit a lever. Come on. Bunch of levers in here. Yes, that's a good kitty. Play with the cardboard.
Grabbed a potion of regeneration.
Well, it doesn't take much blood to be able to tell.
How much redstone furnaces do you want me to make?
Probably 4.
Okay.
We just need like 1 or 2 blots in here to tell if this is going to work.
I put my entire health into it, so.
No, it's life essence.
Damn. That would have been so cool too, but we do have a manner to store blood for those really, really big things that we need to store blood for.
But the transfer rate is ridiculous unless you have an orb of dislocation rune installed in, or preferably multiple. Anyway, we're going to take this PRC over here. And we are going to pop it down right next to this thing. And the interface to this thing is scary.
Ah!
However, what we're doing is very, very simple. We're just doing a wave. And we are doing... Let's see. We are doing input-output is going to be back. Constant is going to be 10 ticks.
This hurts my brain.
And well, it's just a matter of getting the it's a matter of figuring out how to... Okay, well, I know... See, I haven't played with this thing in ages either, so...
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Input, output, down.
What happens if you press reinitialize?
If you press reinitialize, it just resets everything to default. Different pages and stuff like that.
I don't understand at all what you're doing, and it makes my brain go...
Yeah, as it turns out, neither do I anymore, apparently. I think we need some rednet cable. I don't think it can transmit directly. So, rednet cable is just 3 redstone and some sheets. Gets you 8. One of these days I am actually thinking about doing a video on this thing.
Considering I think you're the only one who actually knows how to use it.
There we go. Now it's on a timer that pulses once every half second. Basically, it needs to be input, output, back. The color refers to the color around the cable end. In this case, it's white. So we need this to be input, output, back, white. And then the front we need to be 10. Which corresponds to 10 ticks. So
Damn lasers!
Every 10 ticks, this thing is going to get 4 fresh water. All we need to do to make this thing produce metric ass loads of salt is just enable this item duct. All we need to do to get this thing to produce massive ass loads of wheat is just put a piece of wheat in there.
I need lead. Preferably broken or crushed lead.
8,000 wheats. Good luck unless you crush some gravel yourself, man. It's auto-smelted now. Okay, so if we put... Getting those things is going to be a pain in the ass. If we put some wheat in here, I'm actually going to... Yeah. There we go. Wheat is in there. That thing is going to be making a ton of flour very quickly.
Whoa, there's some lag.
Yeah, it's going to lag for a little bit. And then here we need to enable this. And that is going to send fresh water into here. It's going to create salt. It's going to pour the salt into here. This is going to create flour. The flour is going to go out the side, and it's going to be taken in from this side, and it's going to create dough, and lots of it. Now the problem is that we're not getting enough water in to support the dough manufacture because this thing is gobbling it all down. So we need to set this.
It worked too fast.
Yeah, we don't have nearly enough water.
We need to set this.
Holy shit, that's going way too fast.
Yeah, we need to set that a little bit more. We need to have this set to like 1. Or actually, I need this to be a constant, not a variable. It was sending a variable redstone signal is what it was doing. So it was pulsing like as fast as it possibly could. So now, once this thing fills with water, why is this not getting any water?
Because it's still refilling the tank of the liquid crafter?
No, because it's not set to take in water from the back. There we go. Now it's working.
Yay! I tossed you
Do
the
we
red
need that bucket in the cyclic assembler?
Yes. If the bucket's not there, then the recipe won't work.
And now I need to make it so the dough can be pulled out and into
Yep.
a furnace. Put right into a furnace. That's why I tossed you those.
Oops. I accidentally sent it to the wrong side. But now it's pulling the dough out.
Okay. And I tossed you 4 redstone furnaces.
I didn't get them. Wait, yeah, I did. There they are. So, we've got dough coming in here. We want, also on this line, we're going to have some redstone furnaces. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do the 4th one right there. We're going to set this thing so that it can output from the front. That way all 4 of these redstone furnaces are going to get power. And someone's going to immediately hijack one for toast.
Yeah.
You dink.
We need to
Why
set
don't you just
this
take a stack of stew?
up and down. There we go.
And now an import bus underneath them, right?
Yep. Now we do import buses underneath them, and a single export bus to the top for a chest, and an item duct set to pump it in.
Alright, Kozak, can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Can you get me 12 buckets of witch water?
Okay.
And the shimmer leaves and cinder pearls, or cinder plant things if you can.
Give me a second here.
Hope you aren't planning on using the terminal.
No, I'm not crafting anything. I'm just grabbing stuff from it.
There we go.
Where's the witch water production so I can grab buckets?
Over by the small farms.
And I gotta get my pickaxe. If we take a look in here, we shouldn't have nearly as much wheat. We should be accumulating large amounts of dough, and we are.
Some
We're
of
up to
it doesn't
400
look like
dough.
witch water. Ah, I got soul sand from it.
Okay, and we'll do one more over here. This is going to be for the chest.
Alright, I gotta wait until it actually produces enough.
So, export bus there. Chest there. No connection there.
I've got 7 buckets of witch water so far.
Item ducts like that. Pneumatic servo in there.
Here's the stuff I have for you. So
Disconnect. And now all we need to do is rotate this around so that it's facing up, just like that. And in here we need to put a piece of dough. Yeah, in the time that it's taken me to do this, we've accumulated 200 dough. Oh, shut it.
That is funny.
There's dough. Export into stack mode. We need 4 import buses down here. Or export buses, rather. No, these are imports. Import, 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 import. And these need to face up. Just like that. We get a piece of cable.
This is boring, waiting for this stuff to be finished. So we've learned that Dragon doesn't like us playing with his knobs.
And we've also learned
Piece of cable.
that you can't trust me over the void.
And we're going to need one more piece of cable. Figures. We need one more piece of cable to get the dough production going. And of course we have no cable. Pretty sure we're out of Fluix too.
No.
Wait, what was that other recipe for Fluix?
Here,
I saw a
Dragon.
second recipe for Fluix. Nether quartz.
one
Oh,
using
raw
the plastic?
plastic. Yeah. That'll help us expand our Fluix supply a lot. Totally forgot about the plastic ones.
Well, that's because you're used to using plastic for other things.
Yeah. Actually, I'm used to having like tons of plastic and nothing to use it on. So this is a nice change. Connect that there, and now we should be exporting tons of dough into here. All we have to do is set this to output and turn it on.
Yay!
And we should be outputting dough into the redstone furnaces by the stack.
Yay!
2 have lit up.
Okay, I need to find some mob
There's 3.
heads.
And there's 4.
There's 4. So we have automated the production of bread. Now, we'll still have to automate the toasting part, but we're half done. Yeah, that's right. You yowl, I blast you.
He gets sprayed.
Yeah. How we doing over here? We got nether gold, we got ferrous, we got an ardite, which I think we got earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
We have 3 nether redstone, nether diamond, we got some apatite ore, we have some rutile ore, which is really good stuff. That makes titanium, which is from mariculture, which is a mod that we really haven't touched yet.
from the 3 Mile Island quest, what do you want me to take as my reward? Yellorium, plutonium, rutile, or nether?
Yellorium.
Uranium.
Take
Huh?
the Yellorium. I'm going to turn that into. We should all take the Yellorium. Because rutile we can get other ways. Yellorium we can get other ways, but Yellorium is a lot more useful than rutile. So.
I got pearl oysters.
That's not bad. Another yellow heart canister means that I have 14 hearts of life now. Hi, Gizmo. I think. Yep, there we go. Now it's ticking up. And a good reward bag gets me fish jerky. This game sure likes to jerk you around.
Could be worse. I got a writing pick.
Yeah, it could be worse. I could have gotten a writing pick.
Or a spike pick.
Or a spike pick. Okay, there is one more thing.
What the hell are pearl oysters even used for?
Pearls.
Actually, I can show you, because I have some working for us.
Huh?
Come this way. Now, you can use them to make a tasty oyster dish, but that's not their main use. Their main use, if you look in the bottom of our mariculture pool here, you'll see that there are some oysters that I put down here.
Oh, yeah.
And in each one of these oysters' mouths is a pearl.
Oh. What kind of what are the pearls then used for?
They are used for mariculture enchanting.
Oh. Now, which way do I have to put them down so their mouth is open towards me?
I don't know, to tell you the honest truth. But I would probably put them in a larger tank. Oh, crap, I'm going to drown. No, I'm not. Okay.
Get out of my way, Squid!
I would put them in a larger tank, though.
Alright, Squid, you asked for this.
So, we got a bunch of pearls, which is cool.
Yeah, I didn't know.
We have, like, metric crap loads of metal now. Blue, yellow, black pearls, orange pearls, brown, gold pearls, pink pearls. We'll put the yellorium dust away. Let's see. Next is reactor warm-up, which requires us to make a bunch of reactor stuff, which I would really love to do, but we need a lot of steel for that. Next episode, we're going to get into the creation of steel. But there is one more thing that I want to do this episode before we wrap. We have gone, 15, 16 episodes now, and we have only ever used this quest delivery system thing once. It's time to show you guys what it's actually used for. One of the quests in this stupid book, under Go With The Flow, wants us to create 16,000 buckets of sewage.
No.
That would require us to make 1,000 tanks if we wanted to hold it all. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have that much shit piled up into a wall on the side of our base. We've already got 100 tanks over there, and that's bad enough. So, what we need to do is we need to get some fluid ducts and a servo, which I have on me, and we need to take this QDS over there. And we can make more QDSs if we decide we want to do multiple stuff like this. I am not even going to risk that without flight.
Where are you?
Hold on to that, please.
Own, don't you?
Yeah. I'm like skirting the edge here. Yeah, I have my own, and with my Master Orb, I have the ability to make it now. So, not that big a deal if I fall off, but still I'd rather not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Under this, we are going to select the task, Smelly Shit. And then we are going to right-click the quest delivery system, and that is going to key this quest delivery system to that quest. If we put a fluid duct on here now, put a pneumatic servo on it, and set this to output mode, it's going to start pumping the sewage into the QDS. And if we watch this, we can see we are now making progress on that quest. So from this point on, any sewage that we get is just going to be pumped straight into the QDS to go towards completion of the quest, Smelly Shit.
Gross.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that quest either, but what are you going to do?
It wants us to play with Popey.
Yeah.
At
How are
least
we
we
doing
don't
for
have to
Ender
handle it.
Pearls? Well, we're back up to 5 stacks of Ender Pearls, Kozak, so can stop worrying quite so much.
Still sucks.
Next episode, we're going to start production of something that's going to get us the steel that we need to make a really good power source.
I got
so-
one of these. I don't know what it's from, where I got it.
You got this when you put down the oyster and put sand in its mouth.
I didn't put sand in its mouth.
Or when you picked up a pearl.
Oh.
If you put sand in the oyster's mouths, it'll eventually turn into a pearl.
Oh.
I guess I didn't get to that part of the explanation, huh?
Nope. God
Okay.
dang it, Squid.
Let's come over here and take a look at our dough production system, make sure it's working all right. Yep, we seem to be working fine. We're making tons of dough, pretty much as fast as we're getting the water to do it. I am worried that we're eventually going to run out of salt, so I'm going to turn the salt production up just a little bit. I'm going to set this to, I think, 12 ticks. That should produce salt for us just a little faster, which should help this keep up a little more. It shouldn't affect the water delivery here too much at all. Might even want to put in a few more cyclics, a few more aqueous accumulators on this to see if we can boost the water output a little more.
Okay.
Because I would really like to get one of those Hell's Kitchen quests done just to say we did it, you know?
Well, we did get one.
Oh, hey, we're 2% done with the Smelly Shit quest already.
It's not draining the poo fast enough.
Well, with liquiducts, the only thing we could do... I don't think... Yeah, there's no faster liquiduct. The only other thing we could possibly do would be a fluid export bus, but you have to hook a tank in the way of the fluid export bus in between the QDS and the export bus, or it won't report the right amount, and you'll have to pump like 10 times the amount of shit. Quite
What?
literally, 10 times the amount of shit. Because it reports the amount that it's delivering to the QDS wrong.
No, oh, that sucks.
Which is why I'm using the fluiduct. Using the fluiduct, it's reporting the correct amount going in. Which is why it's showing that it's exported, let's see, 400 buckets of shit so far. That's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Alright, peeps, I'm going to cut the episode here. I'm going to get everything ready. I'm going to go check on the trees over there, see how we're doing there, and then I am going to get everything ready to start putting together the high oven so that we can start cooking us some steel. And then with steel is going to come reactors, and with reactors is going to come the solution to our power trouble, once and for all.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, I did not even hit the laser that time.
Did you catch yourself on fire again?
Yes, I didn't even touch it this time.
It doesn't like you.
I don't like me either.
I don't like you either.
Hey,
Alright,
Dragon.
peeps. This has been Night Dagger, Dragon, and Kozak with episode I don't even frickin' know anymore of
Oh, God, no!
Agrarian
No!
Skies. Yeah, on that note, I'm gonna cut the feed. Catch you later, peeps.